Initially, I want to start off this video by naming one of my most guiding principles, which is I refuse to police Black people in an anti-Black world, period, full stop, right? At the same time, I want to acknowledge that Black faces showing up in white spaces can often create the type of internalization of racialized violence that only amplifies supremacy culture and whiteness. Furthermore, it creates the kind of lateral violence that creates space for people to look like me to harm other people who look like me. So recently I was in a space where a Karen was activated. Now, let me just make this really clear. There are all types of people in this space across gender, sexuality, race, ethnicity, right? But there was a visceral reaction from so many different people once this Karen got uncomfortable. And almost immediately, right, a Black woman steps in and attempts to buffer the discomfort the Karen is experiencing. And I mean, I was livid at the end of that meeting, but it really made me think, like, first of all, I can't judge this Black woman, because at one point I would have done the same thing, because keeping these people comfortable in the United States, but I would say globally, has kept Black people alive. And so I was thinking to myself, after I came down from the anger, what are the things that I would have wanted someone to teach me about sooner than later in life? And so how did I unlearn prioritizing feelings? Part of that is I had to understand that even though likability is a survival tactic, it doesn't profit me personally. That's the first thing. The second thing I had to do is I had to recognize that, like, centering feelings often creates a space where they can evade accountability. Not to mention that centering feelings doesn't create liberation for me, but it truly doesn't create liberation for anybody. And then the most important thing is I had to recognize that niceness and kindness are not the same thing. Niceness is the performance of civility, yes? Whereas kindness is the willing and authentic consideration that we give to other people. And so those three things can be a helpful tool for people who look like me, who really want to stop responding to situations where when you see get uncomfortable, you feel like you have to do anything and everything, even at your own expense, to make that person feel centered and important. It doesn't amplify them, it doesn't amplify you, and it certainly doesn't create shared humanity.